Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining our March Virginia Broker Roundtable on common selling mistakes listing agents make, hosted by Tracy Brown. Have you heard that AJI has recently partnered with Conversion? If you're not familiar with Conversion, it is the number one lead generation, CRM, and automation system. Check out our FAQs page, which has all of the information about what's included within the KV Core platform. You can access the FAQs page directly from the AJI University dashboard by clicking here. With that being said, I would now like to pass it over. Good afternoon, Tracy.
Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Oh, I won't complain. I'm ready to rock and roll and get started out here in the real world of selling real estate. And things are heating up and it's getting warmer now. And we are beginning to take more listings. Now, along with taking those listings, you need to be prepared to do a good job of taking these listings. And I want to give you today, everyone who's listening, 5 common mistakes that listing agents make in selling real estate. And it's nothing I created that was all that fancy or brand new, but these are 5 common mistakes I've heard in the past, I've seen. I have 28 years experience in the business, and I see agents make these mistakes over and over again. See, not only do we want to take the listing, we want the listing to sell, correct? That's the whole key of being able to sell the listing. So let me get right to it and go over some of these common errors and common mistakes. Let's put this in a scenario. Matter of fact, I do still continue to do sales from time to time. And I had a listing appointment. Matter of fact, that was yesterday. No, day before yesterday, I had a listing appointment. And this seller that I went to speak with in reference to this listing, she wants to list her house for $40,000 more than what the market would bring because she did all this upgrade to the house, quote unquote, what she called upgrade. Now, she upgraded for her, but that's not an upgrade for the next person. She just brought the house up to standards. So what are you going to do? That seller wants to sell the house for $40,000 more than what it's worth. Number one is, of this 5 common listing mistakes, is do not be afraid to say no. You have to say, look, Mr. Miss Seller, based on what the market is bearing, this is where we should be listing the property. Some agents will take this listing and sit on it and come back to you and try to beat you up on reducing the price time and time again. Mr. Miss Seller, that's not me. I'm a professional agent. I want to get your home sold in the time you want it sold. Isn't that what you want? Now, you see how I did that? I did a little sales pitch on that person at that point. So I'm not willing to give in and take that listing for $40,000 more knowing what's going to happen. So the number one mistake you make is you're afraid to say no. It's okay. You have to say no sometime. The next mistake, as I begin to work with this seller and go along the way, this is a big one here. Agreeing to the price that would never sell. Well, if you agree to a price that's $40,000 more, what this seller wanted me to take, I've done what I call, I bought the listing. That's right. I bought that listing and I'll never get it sold. And 9 out of 10 times that seller is going to be upset with me when that property doesn't sell. Now, if that seller doesn't have motivation, they may not agree to drop the price. But if they're motivated and ready to sell, they will understand what you're saying, and then they will accept your price and your comparables that you're sharing with them. Again, number 2, do not, under no circumstance, agree to a price that the property would never sell. All you're doing is digging a ditch for yourself. You'll have that seller who's frustrated and tell people that you were a terrible agent. And I hate to tell you this, bad salespeople news travel quicker than good salespeople news. Wouldn't you agree? I know you would. Number 3, wow. Now, after I would tell the seller no, and then I wouldn't agree to the price, I had to do some education. Number 3, the big third mistake that we make as listing agents, professional agents, you don't educate your seller. You must educate your client. Educate them on the market, educate them from a perspective what the average buyer will be looking for or thinking when they walk in this house. So you have to educate them on the sales in the last 6 months. Let's think about this. We know appraisers base their appraisal values on the last 6 months. So if you take a property that's $40,000 above the average market value in that area, guess what? You're going to run into a challenge again. Even if happy-go-lucky buyer wants to buy it, if they don't have cash out of their pocket, it's not going to meet appraisal value. So you have to educate your client on the market, the appraisal value of the property, and the marketing trends for that area. That's extremely important. Number one, I say, don't be afraid to say no. I told them no. Number two, what did I say? Yes, we have to come to the meeting of the mind. I will not take the price that will never sell. They have to agree to my price. Number three, I'm educating the client, educating the seller on the market, what to anticipate and what to expect. And number four, just being honest, being truthful with the seller. Mr. Miss Seller, the improvements you made just brought your property to value. It did not increase above and beyond what the market is bearing. Matter of fact, everyone that comes in your home may not be amenable to the colors that you've chosen or to the ramp that you put up or whatever it may be. You have to be honest with them. I'll assure you, if you be honest going in and give them expectations that are manageable and reachable, they will love you in the end. If you're not honest and you're just hungry for business, you say, yeah, we can do it, yeah. Guess what? You're setting yourself up for failure. Number one, the mistake is you failed to say no. Number two, you agreed to a price that never sells. Number three, you don't educate the client. Number four, not being truthful and honest with them about their property. And number five, last but not least, once you get the listing, you have to keep the client informed. So see, once you put that sign up there and you set this property on the market, they think a million people is going to run in there and just say, I got to have this house. This is the best house in sliced bread. Not going to happen. You can basically keep your client informed how the market is going, the weather is changing, or whatever the temperament is in that area, what's taking place. We can anticipate showings to come, and this is where we are. After the showings come, give them follow-up and feedback. Now, the follow-up and feedback is important because if everyone comes in the house and say that the carpet is terrible, guess what? We may have to give a carpet allowance. But if you don't communicate with your seller and just say, yes, we're getting a lot of showings, but you're not telling them what the issues are, especially in today's market when this is a market where properties and inventory is low, so properties sell quick. If you're in that tight market and you're not educating your buyer, your seller, and keeping them informed, you can set yourself up for failure when you get an offer because they will not be as flexible on understanding why they need to sell at the specific price that you got the offer on. So again, let me recap. This is extremely important that you grasp this today. 1, 5 common mistakes, failing to say no to a listing. Number 2, agreeing on a price that the property will never sell. Number 3, not educating the client. Number 4, not being honest with the client. And number 5, not keeping the client informed. My friends, I share with you, if you take advantage of the five counter responses to what we do as selling as agents, if you take advantage of what I share with you today, I'll assure you your sales will increase. You will have happier customers, clients, listing seller customers who will send you repeat referral business. That's all for today. Those are the 5 common mistakes I see listing agents make. Take care until we meet again. You guys have a great day.
Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us, and thank you, Tracy, for another great Broker Roundtable. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye.
Goodbye.